Okay guys, this is going to kind of be one of those rambling kind of videos. I'm just going to show you basically what I would show you in class just to get you guys started, and go through this and figure out what you need or what you're stuck on. All right, first we're going to go ahead, we're going to do a brand new. And when it comes up new, we're not going to do a construction template, we're going to do an architectural template, and we're going to tell it okay. Now it's going to come through, and as it is, it'll open up sooner or later. Okay, now, super important, properties and project browser must be on at all times. If you turn these off, this is how you find them. You go to the View tab, you go to the user interface, and you have them right here. And make sure that you have the properties right here, and then the project browser. Those two have to be on. So if somehow you turn them off, which everyone apparently does, they're there. Now, this one here tells you where you are. So right now we are on level 1. This one tells you what you're doing. These little guys are your cameras. These ones are basically staring at the side. So if your floor plan is being drawn right here, these are actually creating your elevations. So let's do some basic things. Let's start off with our walls. When you come up here to walls, go to architectural, and now it comes in here. Properties, this is telling us we're in level 1. This is our basic wall. Hold this down and it lists the walls that you have available. Okay? Now, excuse that, we're going to probably have a lot of that on this. Let's go ahead and use this generic 8-inch. This is just a generic 8-inch. Let's go generic 8-inch will be fine. This is the outside, meaning the outside wall is 8 inches thick. Now, all of these up here you can read, like this is brick on CMU, concrete masonry unit on metal stud. Very, very thick. So we can just do, because we're going to make a model out of this 8-inch one is fine. So we're going to choose that. Now the next thing you have to do is see this unconnected 20 feet. It means that wall is going to be 20 feet. We're not going to do that. Now, I spoke to you in class, and we can do 8-foot, 9-foot, or 10-foot walls. In our area, 8-foot is the most common. So if we type in 8 feet and we hit the apply, or you let it last a little long, it'll actually apply itself. All you have to do is come in here to do your drawing. So let's just do something as simple as this. And see, I can drag it out, and I can pick how long I want it, whichever I want, or if I want to type, say I want this to be 65 feet. There we go. We're coming down this way, and maybe I want this to be 24 feet, 6 inches. I can do it by hand, like this, or I can actually type it in. Notice it's giving you running counts on things. So I'm just going to sketch something to get you guys going on this. Let's do, and see how cool that is? It actually lines things up for you. They got a good snap system on here. So there's our setup. Now, I know it doesn't look like it's 3D, but come to the top of the screen. You see, I call this the little doghouse. If you click on this, it's going to flip it and show you in 3D. Okay, so now that we're in 3D, we want to get back to the other. Come down here where it's telling us. Click on level 1. Notice there's ceiling panels, planes. I'm going to close that off. We're going to the floor, level 1. So now we have our outside walls. So let's do some inside walls. Once again, we'll come to our walls. And now let's use interior. These are the different thicknesses. And this 1 hour, people ask, this is the fire rating. Okay, so that's not that important for what we're going to be doing. And I would suggest you guys use this one here. This one works best when we're converting for our models, this 3 1/8. So I'm going to click this. Now, check this out. It's saying it's 10 foot. How could the inside walls be 8 or 10 foot when the outside are 8? So what we want to do to change this is where it says up to level, make it unconnected, and there turn to 8 and apply. So now these are your inside walls. So you can either touch a wall, come over the distance, and it'll start giving you measurements depending on what you want. And for this demonstration, I am just going to stick some walls in here, guys. I'm not making any kind of sense with stuff. I'm just going to throw some things in. Notice a difference on the thickness? Okay. Let's just do something silly over here. Okay. And okay, now, once I get those done, cancel out. Now, if you come in here and you decide, oh my goodness, I made a mistake, you don't erase it. You can actually just cancel out, grab your wall, and you can start moving the wall. So you can make things bigger, smaller. You can come in here, do things like that. There's so many things you can do. It's amazing. You can even at this point say, hey, I really want this to be 10 feet. Okay, now mind you, that 10 foot is from the center of this wall to the center of this wall. So be aware on that when you're doing that for your measuring of your rooms, okay? So there's some walls. So let's take a look at it here. Again with the 3D. So there we go. Let's come back to this floor plan, level 1. Now, before I go any further, let's show you some things. See these guys right here? I told you these are like cameras. These are creating your elevations. Those are right here, elevations, east, north, south, west. Let's do this. Let's click on the east to start. Now, see where level 1 and level 2, we need to change this because it defaults to the 10. So here, we're going to put our 8 foot. Okay? So that's fine. Let's come over to the north and see it automatically took it. South, and then the west. Okay? So let's come back here to level 1. Now, let's start adding things. Let's go here to doors. When we go to doors, notice it came up with this one set of doors, and these are all the different sizes. Okay, we need more doors than those. These ones are basically like interior doors. Let's come over here to load family. Now, I know this sounds kind of crazy, but if you're in doors, you only can load doors. If you're in windows, you only can load windows. If you're in component, you can load anything. So let's start with doors. Load family. Come through here. See US Imperial? We're going to go to doors. Now, these are some that they have out here, and then they have some in here in residential. Okay, with these residential, you can click and take a look and see what you want. And you can use those doors. And these are garage doors too, so don't forget. So you can choose doors. Now, here's something to make your life easier. You can choose a couple of doors by holding down the control and picking what you want. So I'm just going to pick a couple of doors just because. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to tell it open. It's going to give you the same. We're going to load a whole bunch of extra stuff. That's fine. So now, after it's finished, you're going to come over here, and you'll see your doors that you have. Now, one thing that I don't know why they don't do it. They don't have the bifold doors in there anymore. So if you want bifold doors for closets, if you go load family, if you come to my W drive, you will see right down here bifold doors. You can take both of those and open. And I'm going to upgrade. So it's upgrading it right now, which is all fine and well. And it's upgrading the next one, which is all fine and well. That's not a problem. So now we have some bifold doors in there. So what we do next is we come here and let's just go put some doors. Here's front existing doors. Okay, let's come back to doors. And let's go to this one. Let's see. Scroll this down and we're going to take the 60 by 80. It's a front door. I can place it here and maybe I want it on the back. And maybe I need to put a garage door in there. So I can do a garage door. And let's do this here. Come on. And now see what's so silly? My garage door is going out. So to fix that, I pick it. Check this out. Click the arrows, my garage door is going in. Say these are my front doors and I want my front doors to go in and I want my back doors to come out. So it's that easy. Maybe we need to move our doors over a little bit. We're good. Let's come to some other doors. Let's go in here and find this single flush. And let's say we'll go to this one. And let's put some doors. Let's go here. And let's go here. And let's go here. Okay, let's look at them. Well, maybe this one needs to come more. Zoom in on this. Over towards this wall here. And that one's fine where it is. But you know what? That one I want to open the other way. So now we have some doors. You know, you also can go in there with doors. And you can find in the family, because people are going to ask about this, doors. There should be some that are just under residential. It'll be, let's see, I'll have to find it. You can find doors that are just with like an opening, okay, in your wall. So I have to find where that is. Let's see if it's on the outside here. Here, door opening. And you can open. So say you want just an opening. Let's put one right there. Okay? So that's just a door opening. So you can do that too. Now let's take a look at it. See that? So that's what it's looking like. So now back to our level 1. And let's go in and I want to show you something. See this door opening here? You've got this. If you accidentally, or if you want, if you come through here and you double click on it, you'll see it'll open up the actual door opening. And this is where some things can get changed and all. If this happens and you're going, oh my God, where'd my drawing go? You opened up just that door. So close it out. Don't save it. You should be good. Okay? So don't have a heart attack on that. Now, let's come back over here to the architecture and let's go to Windows. Once again, they've only given you one window. Let's come in here and load family. Windows will be under Windows, like this. And let's just pick a couple of windows at, oops, I don't want all of those. I'm going to hold my control and just pick some double hung. I'm just going to pick and say open. And let them all load up. Okay, now here they are right here. And say I want this one, I can come in and pick my point. If I want two of them together or next to each other. And this is a tiny window. Wow, that was kind of crazy. 16 by 48. Let's go get a bigger one. Let's go 36 by 72. That's more like it. So just throw some windows wherever you want. I just want you to be able to see this stuff. Okay. And once again, let's go here to the little doghouse. Now, one thing I want you to understand with your windows, it always starts from the top down. Don't go in there changing things like, see, the header height is what you need. You don't want to go down to having sills because you don't want to go up. Your windows should all look the same. Now, let's go and check out our elevations now. Let's look at the east. Let's see what we got here. Let's look at the north. Let's look at the south. Let's look at the west. Don't lock up on me now. Okay, so see how it's setting? This here is your garage door, I'm pretty sure. So let's go back to level 1. All right, now let's get into other stuff. Okay, now we got our doors, we got our windows. Let's go to component. When we go to component, right now I have no clue. They've got some things that are loaded up. They have a desk, a parking space, support metal. They have some weird stuff. So let's come to load family. Let's go to plumbing. And let's go to architectural. And let's go to fixtures. Here we go. We got some bathtubs. This is a 2D, freestanding, rectangular. Here's a 3D. Let's get this little one and open. And we can now, let's put it over here. This is kind of a funny place to put it, but we'll throw it in here. Okay, so I've got a tub in there and I have an open door, so that's really smart. Let's go back to component again and let's come back loading a family, and let's come back in here to plumbing, architectural, and fixtures. Let's go to water closets and let's go to a toilet. And then the toilet will be there. And let's go ahead and put the toilet on this wall. Whoop. And if you want to rotate it, you can actually rotate it very simply. Say I want that toilet on a different wall. When I pick it, I can do this and I can say, hey, I want to flip it this way and I want to move it here like so. So now I have a toilet. So if y'all want to see that real quick, let's zoom in over here and you hold your shift and you can rotate or use that horrible Viewcube, what I hate. Let's see. There's our toilet and there's our tub. Okay? So let's go back to level 1. Now, other things. Component, load family. Let's go to specialty equipment and let's go to domestic. And here is all your cooktops, your dishwasher, your dryers. You know, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to load up everything all the way down. So I'm going to take them all and open. It may take a few minutes, maybe blowing things out of the water a little bit. And I'm going to overwrite. You probably won't see this. I've just used these things. So mine's been up several times. Okay, now, here we go. We've got component, and we should be able to see what else is here. Let's see, do we have, do you know what? It actually did not really load up what I wanted it to use. I think I messed it up. Go back to specialty. I'm not going to take as much. I definitely had some issues there, like the refrigerator, the range, the washer, the dryer. Let's see what it's doing. There we go. Okay, there's the washing machine. Maybe I'm going to stick that out in the garage. And let's see, let's go to and then you go back, whoops, gotta go back to component. And then you find where your stuff is. So you can actually load things up. There's a refrigerator and the range. So you can come through this stuff. Oh, I gotta pick the right one. Duh. All right, so say I put the range right there. Now this is how easy this is. You need to rotate this range because that's the back. Choose it. Same AutoCAD command. See the copy, see the move, see the rotate? With rotate, you get this weird little stick. Pick your stick and then turn it the way you want it. And then you can move it to wherever your little heart wants. That's how easy this is. So that's the basics. You see the whole setup on that. Another thing with component, load family, casework. Casework is where you have all of your base cabinets. If you take a look, there's your cabinets, okay? And let's just take a couple little things in really quick. And let's just do these two. You can really choose. You got to be real creative on this. And let's just go ahead and take and drop a couple of these in here. Now, when we look at this in 3D, let's see what they actually look like. Let's come around here and see what way we actually have them. Okay, these are the frontier. So let's just do this back to level 1, and let's just move these guys to here. I could rotate them, put them where I need or whatever. I'm going to put them side by side. Okay, so we come back here to the doghouse thing. See how I've got it set up? So see I got 2 cabinets there. Now the one thing I do want you to know and remember is when you're loading these components and you're loading casework, when you see things, base cabinets, you see anything that says vanity, that's for the bathroom. Okay, so please remember that. So let's go on up here, casework again. And let's go countertops. Now, people go kind of berserkoid with counters and they have issues with it. Like if that's a countertop and we open and I'm placing the counter here and you're going to say, oh my God, my counter's too long or my counter's too short. Pick your counter, grab your arrow, just pick it and grab, and you can move it. See, so you can actually shorten it up, lengthen it, whatever your little heart wants. And let's see what that looks like. See? So there's your cabinet or your counter. But once you look at when you're in the floor plan, you can stretch and move things, okay? Believe it or not, this is the most basic of basic. Now, some issues you may have. Okay, first issue. See here on component, there's going to be a time you're going to go load family, and all of a sudden, casework or something, doors, they're going to not be there. They're going to disappear. That's something through the school server. I have no clue what the problem is, but if that happens and you can't find it, then come up to here and hold this down and go to libraries and then jump to metric. It will convert it when it comes in. There's a couple little things different, but stay in Imperial if you can and come back to metric if you can't find anything, and usually the stuff will be there. Usually the next day you log in, everything's back fine and dandy. Now, the other thing, you may load something up, and this one's not as common, and when you're going into component and you're doing load family and you get something, it says cannot load this family, cannot do this, cannot do that. So the first thing I want you to check is I want you under component, I want you to check here and make sure it's not already loaded up. 9 times out of 10, it's already loaded. You just didn't realize you loaded it. If that is not working for you, then what I want you to do is instead of going through component this way, you can go insert, load family, pick what you want to load, and tell it to open. Then come back over here to your component, and you will probably find it under here. It's kind of going back doors round on things, but it does actually work, okay? So that's something else for you to put in the back of your mind, okay? Now, as far as that goes, this will get you really started. This is real simple. We'll do the roof and some other things later on, but I just want you to see that. So there's your little doghouse. That shows you all your stuff. Remember, you can shift and hold your scroll mouse to do as you want, or you can use this evil Viewcube, which I don't like. Remember, these are your elevations, which you're seeing, which is really cool, so you can see as things are going. Let's go back to level 1. I will show you this too while I'm here. Let's go back to this doghouse. Let's do this. Down here, you see next to the checkerboard, this one here is the detail, but if you go to the visuals next to it, if you go to realistic and pick it, it's going to take longer to use because it's always trying to shade it. You're going to see all these shadings. Okay? So there's some more. This actually looks a little nicer for you to see. So there's your things. So you can go into this way here. So that's about it. Make sure you save to your server. This, like I said, is just a rambling video. This is not anything crazy. I just wanted to show you the few steps that you need to set things up. Okay, so if you got questions, rewind through it, and hopefully that's going to answer your question, guys. Okay? All right.